Burial of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. Many Nigerians are applauding President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the humility and respect that he showed during the burial of his predecessor, Muhammadu Buhari, who was laid to rest on Tuesday in Daura, Katsina State. In widely shared videos, President Bola Tinubu, dressed in blue, was seen bowing solemnly before Buhari's flag-draped body, a gesture that has struck an emotional chord across the nation. The moment felt deeply personal, and President Tinubu and Buhari weren't just colleagues. They were political allies who joined forces in 2015 to break the PDP's 16-year grip on power. Before then, Buhari had tried and failed to win the presidency 3 times. It was Tinubu's strategic coalition that helped deliver him into Aso Rock. And now, nearly a decade later, many Nigerians see President Tinubu's quiet bow not just as protocol, but as a powerful act of humility and enduring allyship. It was the farewell of a friend who stood by Buhari in life and even in death. This is very interesting. Like I said, this is not just protocol. This is a man that is saying goodbye to his close friend, someone who he shared the burden of leadership with, someone with whom he shared a renewed hope, a vision for Nigeria. He was saying goodbye to his close friend, and I love the fact that he bowed. Humility is the mark of one of the great leaders. Let's take a look at social media. It's great to see you guys commend the president, as opposed to the usual. Sir Jamar says, in a world where power often forgets humility, this moment will remain etched in our national memory. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu bowing solemnly before the casket of former President Muhammadu Buhari, not as a politician, not as a successor, but as a fellow servant of Nigeria. This was not just protocol, it was reverence. A bow that whispered, "Thank you for your service." A bow that admitted, "We may not have always agreed, but I honor your journey." That was lovely. Thank you for that submission. We'll take 3 more. Okwayemi Bodunde says, we understand the importance of gratitude in our lives. We are not ungrateful, and we genuinely appreciate even the smallest acts of kindness shown to us. This appreciation and last respects for Buhari by the president is deeply woven into the ethos of Omoluabi, which is a vital and everlasting creed of the Yoruba people. We'll take 2 more, please. This is a tribute by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He says, yesterday was a solemn and deeply emotional day for me. We laid to rest a man I was proud to call a friend, a brother, and a patriot, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari. Megaskia was not just a former president. He was a man of rare discipline and quiet strength, whose love for Nigeria shaped every decision that he made, even in the face of criticism. I mourn him deeply, not just as my predecessor, but as a comrade in the long and often lonely journey of nation building. That was indeed a very empathetic tribute. Moving on, still on the burial and the death of late former President Muhammadu Buhari. Yesterday, even on this segment, social media lit up with criticism as many Nigerians noticed that Peter Obi was nowhere to be seen at the burial of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, given Peter Obi's well-known reputation for empathy and his habit of showing up personally to offer condolences, many Nigerians were left wondering, why was the funeral of Buhari any different? Well, yesterday, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 elections was in Daura, Katsina State, where he joined others for the Firdau prayer held in honor of late President Buhari. Now, although he missed the main burial on Tuesday, he was present yesterday to pay his respects in person. The former Anambra governor had earlier sent his condolences via a post on his official X account, and he joined former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and ex-Kaduna Governor Nasir El-Rufai at the prayer session in Daura. So while he might have missed the burial, Peter Obi's appearance at the prayer has, of course, put to rest some of the earlier speculation about him. We saw the ADC coalition step out in unison yesterday, and we will expect more stepping out, if you will, like this in the coming days, especially against the 2027 elections. But I couldn't help but think, I wonder what Buhari would have made of this coalition, what he would have made of the current political climate in Nigeria. Gone too soon. Let's take a look at social media. Ronald Mokri, who he says, going to Daura a day after Buhari's burial because you were dragged on social media for your absence at the funeral is medicine after death. The message to Arewa has already been passed and understood. Reno, do you speak for Arewa? Kabir Damaliki says, to be honest with you, no any educated northerner will take this personal. There's no specific time or date for condolences. You can do it at any time, even if it's next year. And this is from the teaching of our religion. And finally, Adeni says, it's not only Peter Obi that was absent at President Buhari's burial. Several other dignitaries were also not present. Let's not use this moment to fuel division or hatred. Leadership ends, life ends, but humanity should remain. This is a time for reflection, unity and healing, not blame or bitterness. And as Nigerians, we must rise above political sentiments and choose peace over provocation and love over resentment. Adeni, I couldn't have said it better myself. Team, we saw our president bow before the casket and the corpse of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. Would you say humility is one of the marks of a great leader? And also Peter Obi said, I'm tired of you guys. I was somewhere else and I'm here now. Can I get a break?
The same way I would have reacted to stuff like that. But let me start with the president's bow. I believe those two men, as I'm talking about, Mr. President and his predecessor, were friends long before politics. They had known each other. They had some kind of bond that they have shared. And then the politics and leadership also even made their union stronger. And when you lose somebody that you have so much history with, you get really emotional, and that's what he expressed. It's something that makes me feel happy because it shows the humanity that Mr. President has. Yes, he's a human being, unlike what quite a number of people might think. Look, I was somewhere else yesterday and I'm here today. Please give me a break. That is Peter Obi, and I love it. Unfortunately, I don't agree with Reno or Macri. Reno will always come out to do something that will make people hit on him or say something on social media. The man is there. And it's so nice that the other guy commented that condolence visits can be done anytime. So now we know. For the
Peter Obi's matter, I think that the man should be allowed to be himself and do what he needs to do. He was somewhere else, and now he has gone to visit these people. I just think that we are politicizing everything, and it shouldn't be. He is human, first of all. If his movement here and there will tell on him and he needs to rest, or he has logistics challenges, I think that he does not owe anyone an explanation. He has gone there, and that should just settle it. And to the other matter of what was the other story again?
Mr. President's bow.
Mr. President's bow. I think that he understands what respect is. Even in death, he showed respect to the late former president, and that's what it is for me.
All right, moving on with Peter Obi, I think that we need to really give that man a break. You know, like I said yesterday, he cannot be in two places at the same time. And at the end of the day, we cannot choose the time for him when he wants to go and pay condolences. He might even take him 2 to 3 weeks before he went there. And I don't think anybody has the right, to say the particular time that he should go there. And moving on to our president, it's beautiful to see that, apart from Buhari being an ex-president, that's his friend. And losing somebody is not easy at all. And, and that bow was beautiful. I loved it. I think that showed that he's a human. Apart from being our president, he's a human as well.
Former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi. It's okay. I understand the reason why people, tainted with politics, saying why was he not there when he was being buried and all of that. It's his right to move from one place to the other. But at the same time, his supporters might be his doing and undoing, because they too much tweets, too much responses, too much abuse of former President Muhammadu Buhari, saying that Peter Obi must not go and all of that, and they're now going. So it looks as though Peter Obi is not exactly sure whether do I go, do I not go?
He's not pandering to them.
No. His supporter, that's the reality. We may try to extricate politics, but we can't extricate. I'm not saying that it's going or not going is bad. I'm only talking about the supporters. So I think it needs to rein in on the supporters, because some Northerners are not happy with the way they talked about Buhari, the way they criticized him, the way they abused him on social media. We just have to act as one Nigerian. As one Nigeria, that indivisible entity, beyond your religion, your ethnicity, or your tribes. We should treat ourselves as one.
Absolutely. Introspective submissions as always. I'll take a bow and move on.